Hola,
And
everybody.
welcome to Deuces fucking Wild. Bro, hey man, look, we're coming off a big week, okay? I don't want that to go to our heads. It's like we had a 4-for-4 last week with 3 bombs.
Three bombs.
We like you're only as I read a quote from Babe Ruth the other day. Your yesterday's home runs don't help you hit today. So, it was yesterday's home runs don't help you win today. So here we are. We're back. We're again coming off that fucking monster week where we had several, not one, not two, but like 3 viral clips that has made its way around the interwebs. I mean, when you start hearing shit from your people, that's when you know this thing's gone viral.
Yeah, yeah. No, I'm starting to hear from people that don't even know that you and I are doing a show, and they're like, "Dude, what's up with you and this Burns guy? Y'all are freaking hysterical." And I'm like, that's us acting the fool. So,
Oh, it's
anyways,
so
no,
funny.
but the gas station attendant thing, and then the bozo and us blasting the Dodgers last week. I mean, I know that all that stuff sort of blew up on us, and I know there was a lot of fun stuff hitting all of the what do
Well,
you call them, TikToks and all the rest of the shit.
the main thing though, and this is look, we could talk all the shit we want. We could we could make fun of ourselves. We could make fun of other people, and right, and we're always laughing with you, not at you, right? That's I
Yeah,
think you and
yeah,
I deep
yeah,
down, like we have big heart, like the Bozo the Clown thing, even is all in good love, right?
yeah,
So as as you go through this, it's like none of it fucking matters unless we're actually bringing real baseball analysis and knowledge to it. And so that's where calling the inside fastball with Jock Peterson was
yeah,
gold, dude.
yeah,
And it's like
yeah.
you told me and our whole crowd what they were trying to do to Jock Peterson, and then they did exactly what you said.
Right.
And then you were talking about Peterson making the adjustment. He makes the adjustment. Buggy whips it down the line. That's the shit that's like that's the gold. That's the reason why
Yeah,
those clips went viral, and it was awesome.
yeah. No, no. It's awesome. It's awesome. And I mean, the one thing that you and I do when we're on this, needless to say, we talk about the ball games and all that sort of stuff. We talk about the Giants a lot. We're in the A's, the Dodgers. We even did playoff games and all that sort of stuff. But it's also, hitting everybody in the chat room and some of the stuff that
Yeah.
they come up with, that it's coming from fans that other people really want to know. And so, like Nora hit one just a minute ago. I got to go back and see, but she said like, who was the cheapest teammate, and then who was like the most generous teammate. And I mean, those are the kind of questions that nobody ever asks you. I mean, that kind of stays in the clubhouse. That stays between the dudes. I know for me personally, if I knew somebody was jipping, Murph on the clubhouse dues, or not stepping up and giving his share for dinner or whatever it might be. Hey, look, I'm gonna say something to him. I'm gonna call him out. And then we had other guys that no matter where you went, you couldn't try to even pick up the tab. So you had to get even. You had to like call your credit card ahead and stuff like that, so that they couldn't pick up the tab because they were great dudes about it. So you had both ends of the spectrum.
Yeah. So uh, real quick, I'll tell you because the cheapest, along with the most generous, will come in the same story with me. But I was in Seattle, and it was 2002. It was the same year that we won the 20 games, and we go out to a team dinner, and there's 23 out of 25 guys are there. Just a real awesome experience. Is one of the reasons why that team was so good. Everyone was on the same page. Genuinely, those guys.
Hey, Snow Bunny, what's up?
He said hello, Snow Bunny.
Oh, service with a smile, Tara.
Oh, it's fantastic. Thank you. So, anyhow, dude, we end up having this dinner, and this dinner was, if I remember correctly, I want to say like 11 grand, and that was getting a deal too. And we were at Capitol Grill. And so we decided that we were going to go credit card roulette. And myself, dude, I'm a gambler. Like, I love gambling. And I'm like, fucking perfect. Bring it on. So here's 23 guys, a lot of younger guys, but even some of those younger guys like a Zito or Hudson or Mulder, those guys had coin, dude, right? Or if they didn't have the coin already, they had it coming to them for some contracts and stuff, whatever. So then there's the rookies. And really, it was myself and Mark Ellis. There were some young players, but there weren't a lot of rookies. And so it's just the two of us. And ironically, it comes down to the two of us. And here's Mark Ellis. Bro, he is scared shitless, man.
He's sweating bullets that his card's going to be picked.
Bro, I'm enjoying the process. Maybe I'm a little bit of a sicko, but I really did enjoy it. Now, Mark Ellis, so you can understand his scenario and situation, Tara, what did he drive to the ballpark? Oh, 1987 Pontiac Sunbird. He drove to the big league park in 2002. And I said, Ellis, dude, that's a fucking safety hazard. As a friend, let me do you a favor and buy you a new rig, man. Like, this is not cool. And so he just, and if you, now Ellis is from South Dakota. He's one of the nicest guys in the world. And it came down to the two of us. And he's looking at me, I'm looking at him, just smiling. Boom, they pull the card out. And it was Ellis's card. And so that card goes back to Ellis. And I am the one that's stuck with the $11,000 bill. Now, my mentality was, no worries, I'll win that on the plane ride home. Exactly. So I pay the bill. I don't think twice about it. My teammates, like every one of them coming up to me, they couldn't believe I took it that well. They're like, dude, like, man, like, can we chip in? And I go, bro, fuck no, you're not chipping in. I got it. I was a hell of a rush for me. The 23 guys got picked. I'm the lucky one that won. Who gives a shit? I'll always remember this, always be able to tell the story. And as I'm walking back to the hotel, David Justice, like, jumps on my back. He's like, Bernie! He goes, hey, man. And, you know, DJ talks, he's so smooth. He said, hey, man, I just want to let you know, man, that was cool as fuck what you did back there, man. Just the way you took it and everything else and paid that bill. He's like, man, I saw that tip you gave the waitress too. He's like, fucking awesome. He goes, here. And he hands me the receipt and it says void on it. He goes, I got you, dog.
Ah.
Uh-huh. He paid for the entire thing. Yeah.
Nice. And who was that did that?
David Justice.
Oh, nice. DJ. All right, I got you. Awesome.
By the way, this is from Tara here. I
can't see it. I can't see it.
Let me this is Chad here. Just get out of the way. Where's the camera on this thing? That was Ellis's rig.
Oh, yeah, Jesus.
This legit was it. It's just hilarious. Anyway, yeah, Ellis is one of the nicer guys that I've met in baseball as well. So
hey, so you know, y'all did that, you know, as far as the meal goes. You know, my big league kind of break in was spring training. You know, my rookie year, I hadn't made the team, you know, was going out there every day. And it was on my birthday. We were playing the Cubs in Mesa. And so we had to travel. We win the ball game. We get back to the clubhouse. And I had a pair of lizard skin boots. And matter of fact, I got them around here somewhere. I got to go find them. But the guys painted them fluorescent orange. And they had little Nike swooshes on them. And it said Air Thrill. And they had little Converse stickers on them. And they really did a good job on it, you know. And when I walk in, you know, you could just feel, you know, everybody's like looking at you. And I'm like looking around, they're all looking at me. And I was like, hey, you guys got me. Nice job. One of those numbers. And the next day, Kruko and them, they brought me a new pair of boots. And they said, that's what we wanted to see. We wanted to see if you were going to take it good, like a teammate should, or if you're going to be a prick about it. And if you're going to be a prick about it, we were going to bury you. So I was like, all right, no. I said, no, I'm one of the boys. I said, I know how the shit goes.
And you weren't going to get new boots.
Yeah, I wound up with a new pair of boots.
And I got going to give you shit.
Yeah, and I got a pair that's there somewhere around here. I got to go find them. You guys are gonna love seeing it. So
the famous story with Pat Tillman, who was a buddy of mine, and Zach Walls, who was one of my best friends growing up. Zach forgot that they played for the Arizona Cardinals, and Zach forgot the donuts. And apparently he forgot the donuts one too many times. And so the linebackers, which was his group, they took them and they taped them to the goalpost after practice one day. And Pat was like a man of principle. And so Pat walked up and he cut his ass off the goalpost. And Zach's like, no, don't do it. Don't do it. Because, look, part of that stuff is you have to take it with a smile on your face. But that was exactly who Pat was, which is a really cool story. Yeah, there's so many of those, man. Like, the cutting up suits, and then the next day you got like now you
we had to dress up and do all that craziness and all that. But kind of switch gears a little bit. You and I, and we've talked about this a lot. We talked about not being platoons because we like to play, and we didn't give a rat's ass whether it was left hand or right hand or all that sort of stuff. Well, the Giants are more analytical about it. They are definitely more pro righty-lefty matchup and all that sort of stuff. And it goes to show you that in the major leagues, it just comes down to executing. Today, you got Mike Yastrzemski and you got Mike Conforto, both of them facing a left-hander, Devin Smeltzer, and both of them catch hanging breaking balls and go deep for the Giants to win. So normally, if you were, doing your matchup and all that sort of stuff, you'd have had a right-hander in there facing. Instead, you run two lefties up there, two-run bombs. Giants walk off with a win today.
Yeah, they needed that, man. They've been playing some of these close games, and they've been losing them. And as well as I know that when you go through the process of playing those one-run games, even when you're on the losing end, it actually teaches you how to play the close games. And so even though they may not go well for them in the short being, those are the games you have to learn how to fucking win. Otherwise, they're not going to have any chance. And I was talking to Tara about it this morning a little bit because Jazz Chisholm hit the homer last night, and he was pimping his way around the bases. And I had bet on the Giants the past 2 days in South Beach. There was logistical reasoning behind it, and they were in position to win both of those games. They shit on themselves and whatever.
Right.
They lose
right.
both those games.
I get it. Yeah.
And then today she said that because of the karma of Jazz in the 32-second trip around the bases, the Giants are going to win today. And I told her, quite frankly, I said, look, number one, I'm done fucking betting on them. That team needs to go prove to me they can win the close game. And, number two, with the Giants, you got to get a little fuck you in you, man. And I don't know if they have that. Because when a guy's taking 32 seconds around the bases and you're just sitting there wearing it no, man. At some point, doesn't mean you got to hit the guy. And I know we're playing in a different day and age, but he's taking jump shots around first. He's doing some around second. Dude, he's going around third and he's doing the Euro step into home plate. He did the pageant wave. It was a lot in your day, Brill. You saw it. Did you see it? Because I have it on video here.
I didn't see it.
Okay. You need to see it.
Put it this way. I trust you, but here's the thing. We always talk about it. You don't want to piss off the baseball gods and all that. And he did. And he went out there today. He went 0 for 5 with 4 punch outs. So evidently the baseball gods didn't deal with all of that.
Watch this. We have a clock timer too.
No, I see it.
I think
there's a jump.
There's a floating jump shot.
Right.
So now he's around second, does this little thing with his mouth. I don't know exactly what it is. He comes around third, does a pageant wave. The low five, old school. He's going to hit home plate. That's called a Euro step. I only know that because they asked Colton. He takes a selfie of himself and then he flexes with the boys. I'm just going to ask you this. I have my opinion, whatever else. What would have happened had somebody tried to do that back in 1987?
Oh, Lord. First off, we'd have drilled him, all right? Without a shadow of a doubt. We'd have drilled him. We'd probably waited till today. We'd have drilled him. And then after we drilled him, we'd have called 3 or 4 pickoff throws over there to first base, and I'd have whacked the shit out of him, top of his head. I'd have hit him in his wrist. I'd have hit him in his elbow. He'd be like howling, like, God damn it, Drill. And I'd be like, bam, and I'd hit him again.
Oh, dude.
Dude, don't go. And then my excuse would be, don't come back in head first then, dumbass.
I'll tell you what. It's funny because you can't really hit dudes anymore. At least it's really hard to do it intentionally after. Like, they could get him down the road, but in order to get him right after is really difficult. But what you're talking about with him as first base and to get the ball in the slap tag at first base, that's lethal, man. I actually remember there was one guy that ever did that to me, and I fucking looked at him, and I go, bro, I said, I'm telling you right now, that's enough. And I understand I met my match because it was one of the most intense competitors you ever met, Darren Erstad.
Oh, I know D. I know D.
Ersty did it to everybody. I wasn't, I don't think I was singled out.
No, you weren't singled out. That's just the way he did it. But I would do it to guys when it was like definitely called for from the dugout and stuff like that. They'd be like, hey, you need to lay one on him. I'm like, all right, you got it. The only time that I caught somebody where I wasn't trying to do it and I accidentally caught him, it was more his fault. And he was a good friend of mine, was Otis Nixon. Otis dove in head first, and his momentum carried him up over the bag. So when I went down, I was going to tag him on the hands, and I wound up hitting him upside the head, and I bashed the shit out of him. He goes, damn, Drill. And I was like, oh, my bad, Otis. My bad. I wasn't trying to get you. He goes, all right.
And it's the same thing. I don't know if Ersty was trying to get me because I've always felt there was a mutual respect there. But I did let him know, like, yo, bro, that's bullshit, man. Like, what are we doing here? And it was just, he didn't talk at all over at first base. He was the only first baseman I ever played against that ever talked.
Darren was straight business. And Darren and I were represented by the same guys. And I'm like, seriously, you're not going to talk to me? And he's like, I need to concentrate. I said, suck my ass. You don't need to concentrate. All you're doing is catching pickoff throws over here, and I ain't going nowhere. So,
I just think that he had no interest, man. Like, he was an ultimate competitor. He was really, really into the game, and that's how he was brought up. So, anyhow, overall take on the Giants right now, because they did have that big win today. Before that, I could not speak a kind word about them before that, especially when I bet on the past 2 days when I was in Vegas and they fucking shit on themselves.
I get it. I get what you're saying, but for me personally, you even just mentioned it. You mentioned about those close games. All right. It's good thing that you are in close games, but you also have to get the guy, like you said, that has some ass, or the guy that's going to step up and say, I'm the man, and want to be the man every time, come up in those situations, come through in those situations, all that sort of stuff. And it was good to see Yaz come up with it today. You and I talk about Conforto. Conforto is a good little ball player. I'm liking what I see from him. Yeah. He's got to get healthy again. We got, Jock's coming back. But then, Bryce Johnson, and I was even watching this game, Bryce Johnson's chasing a fly ball out to center field, hits the warning track, doesn't check up, and freaking cold cocks himself on the fence, has to go on a DL with concussion. I'm like, dude, Everybody and their grandma knows once you hit that track, you better start slowing down, or you better jump up high to get that padding on the fence. So I don't
Yeah.
know. And then here's another one. Yesterday, Alex Wood goes 2 innings and some change, pulls a hamstring on a bunt yesterday. He goes on the IL. So I mean, it's just it's not the way that the season wants to start out. You got Haniger on the IL. You got Slater on the IL. The freaking catcher that they were bragging so much about, Perez, Gold Glover, and all that. He blows a rotator cuff, has to have surgery. He's done for the year. So I mean, we got a lot of like question marks that are thrown in there, but today's game was a step in the right direction.
The Conforto 1 for 2 today with the big homer, and then Yaz with the big homer as well. I love the fact that they were both lefty on lefty, and I would caution not just the Giants but any team that, look, man, when you have a guy that gets hot and starts to swing the bat well, I don't give a shit if a righty's there. I don't give a shit if the lefty's there.
Yeah.
Somebody, it was like David Ross. He said something about there was a guy that, I forget who it was. I don't know if it's Patrick Wisdom or somebody, but one of these guys had like a 3-homer game. And they said they have a 3-homer rule that you're in the lineup the next day. Dude, I would go so far as to say, number one, I have a 2-homer rule or maybe like a 3-barrel rule. Like, if you have 3 barrels one day, you're like, I'll put you in there the next day.
Yeah, no, right? I'm totally agree.
Being hot.
Well, and then here's another thing, and you and I talked about this, and everybody in the chat room knows, there's a lot of times where you as a right-hander want to face right-handers because you see the ball good off of them or whatever it might be. Or me personally, when I was scuffling a little bit, I actually wanted to see left-handers because I had better mechanics. So I'm like, I actually wanted to see that guy. And look, I mean, we can go through whatever the hell you want to go through. But I mean, I got one of the biggest hits of my career off a guy throwing 99 from the left side. So I mean, when you're a big leaguer, all right, this is how you have to treat it. When you come up to home plate, it doesn't matter who's throwing it out there. All right, it has to cross that little white thing. Once he lets it go, he's in no more control of it. It's your job to control that white plate that's up there.
The A's lose to the Cubs today, 12-2. They're fucking horrible, man. This
really?
is one of the worst baseball teams that I've seen. It's like it is not good. Like, their run differential, I don't know what it is at this point. Where's Steven Luker? Is he on the stream? We need an A's
Luke's
run differential. Dude, they're getting pounded. They're not just losing games. They're getting absolutely fucking obliterated out there. And they're hanging Mark Kotze out to dry. I feel terrible for him. Like, here's a great guy here. I'm sure he's a great manager, but a really good baseball dude. And they're putting him in position to fail. I've never heard of their team. They seemingly are mailing these games in. They're not competing. It's one thing if the A's are competing and losing games, but they're not even fucking competing, man. And then on top of that, you have the whole Vegas thing looming over this. Apparently, with our boots on the ground, No Filter Network reported Giuseppe Pepe Manuele leaving Vegas today, saw David Cavall getting off the plane in Vegas. Will Major League Baseball just act? Just do it. If they want to move to Vegas, move them back to Vegas.
Yeah.
It's right now. But look, there needs to be stipulations in there that you're going to put together a halfway decent fucking team. The A's fans deserve it. They do.
Yeah, and the A's, I'm just looking at them right now. I mean, I hadn't been following it that closely. They're 3-16. I mean, dude, that's one of them holes that it's going to take all season long to dig out of that hole, even if you get hot.
Yeah, man. Good game going on right here. It's the Yankees and the Angels. Yesterday, the Angels won. Ohtani hit a homer. Today, Aaron Judge's turn. He ends up hitting a homer. This is Jose Trevino, friend of the program. I've had him on No Filter Network. Thrill. The guy's awesome, like one of the best catchers in all of baseball defensively. Comes up with a big double right there. But Aaron Judge not only hit a home run tonight, he actually took one away. So the superstars are delivering in New York City.
Well, that's one of the things that, people show up to the ballpark to see is they want to see the studs get after it, And one of the things, and not only because it's a former team of mine, but now that Bruce Bochy's over there, he's got the Rangers playing in the right direction. They're 12-6, beat up on the Royals today. So he's getting the most out of his talent over there in Texas right now.
Yeah, Royals are dog shit too. Terrible. There's 3 teams in baseball right now that are really. I'm not sure we've seen like these bad teams in a while, and one of those is obviously the A's, and
Yeah.
then the other one is the Royals.
Yeah, the Royals are 4-15, but the Giants wound up losing 2 to them at home. And then you got the Rockies that are 5-14.
What does that say about the Giants, though, man?
That's what I'm telling you, inconsistency. I mean, really inconsistency. And we saw this last year, and you remember you and I talked about it a lot, was when you get up against the teams that you should beat on, you need to beat on them. And, the people that we should be putting, in the corner and beating them, like the stepchild, I mean, that's who we should be beating. And not getting a chance to win 2 out of 3 at our place, too, on top of that.
Well, it's the same thing for a hitter. You don't have to kill the ace, but when you get the 3, 4, and 5 in there, you got to do damage against those dudes. That's your job. Yeah. Take what you can against the top dogs. And ironically, sometimes, I know you obviously own Nolan Ryan. I actually hit well against Greg Maddux, of all people.
Yeah. Yeah.
But when you get those 3, 4, 5 guys, those are the guys that you got to step up offensively, and those are the guys that you're going to make your living off of. Yeah. But before I get ahead of myself here, because you and Mark Grace did this, you were the best players on your teams. You're facing each other in the National League Championship Series. To have the two of you guys go back and forth and trade blows the way you did, what was that like? And was there any sort of like special preparation that went into that? Like for you guys to step up in the big moment, the same way Ohtani just did, the same way Judge did.
Yeah. Yeah.
Would you approach it differently?
You know what? I mean, you going into the series, you never really, fathom that, you do that. But not only were you doing it, but then he's doing it too. And, us being 2 first basemen, we were over there talking it up because Mark and I were friends anyway. And I don't know if it was game 4 or whatever it might have been. I looked at him. I said, what's going to happen? And he looked at me. I go, whoever hits last is going to win. I said, if it's me or you. And he started laughing. I go, I'm pretty sure that's going to happen, right? So whammo, I get the hit off of Mitch, and nobody remembers this, but Ryan Sandberg made the last out. If Ryan Sandberg gets on right there, here comes Mark Grace up behind him. So he'd have been the last guy up there. So, I was pulling real hard for Steve Bedrosian to get Ryan Sandberg out. So
yeah, it's crazy, man. I mean, just to think that it worked out that way, because for all those years, Barry Bonds was never great in the postseason until 2001.
Yeah.
Or it was 2002 when he became the best player in the world in the postseason and later in his career, whatever. But I think a lot of times you get the big star players and they try to do too much.
Yeah, well, and then like we talked about before, I mean, it's kind of an adjustment when you're in that position. All of a sudden, hey, look, instead of just playing a regular ball game, now I'm playing something that means a hell of a lot more. So one of them things.
All right,
but hey, you talk about the big boys. One of them's behind you right now, Trout. He just fouled off a fastball away, looked pretty terrible on it, and he threw him a slider down in and punched him out.
Yeah, it was a 90-mile-per-hour something.
It was a cutter slider down and in. He chased it.
It was from the lefty.
Yeah.
So here's Anthony Rendon.
Is that Rendon? Is that Rendon?
Yeah.
You know
Yep.
what? When he was with the Nationals, I liked him a lot. He's just been hurt, right?
Hasn't been healthy.
Oh, hey, well, I'm thinking about this because I just saw him on a chat room a second ago. Mike Crudelli, thank you, because Brody Crudelli sent me a Sierra High School Padres T-shirt, and so I didn't wear it on the show because I'm not going to do the Padres thing on the show. But Crudelli, thanks, man. Tell Brody I love him, and thanks for the shirt.
Yeah, that's the so the Sarah Padres, that was Bond's school, that was Tom Brady's school, but they're arch rivals to the St. Francis Lancers where I went to school. So no, we don't do Sarah Padres on here, Crudelli. Sorry, buddy.
Sorry, but I was giving you props. I was giving Brody props. So there you go.
Question for you. Max Scherzer got ejected today because he had sweat and he's a sweater too, by the way.
Yeah.
He had sweat and rosin on his hand. And a lot of those rosin bags, like whatever else is on them, but both pitchers are using them, and like it's all good, whatever.
Yeah.
And I think it was Phil Cuzzy who ended up stopping him and ends up throwing him out of the game for having sticky shit on his fingers. Max Scherzer went so far as to say, I swear on my kids' lives, I don't have anything sticky that I've added to this. It's rosin and it's fucking sweat. And he threw his ass out of the game. Scherzer went berserk. And then the Mets came back and won. And they could probably thank Phil Cuzzy because, something to light the boys up and get them all fired up to finish off that series against the Dodgers.
All right. So here's the thing, because you guys need to know this. All right. So I used a ton of pine tar. Okay. A ton of pine tar. And when you put rosin on top of the pine tar, it kind of makes it even sticky, tacky, even more than what it was before. What it did was it allowed the pine tar to get tacky and it allowed not your hands to slip. Okay. When you have rosin by itself and you mix it with water, it does get tacky. And so, like you said, if Scherzer's a sweater, and he's wiping it and, he's going to the rosin bag and all that, his fingers are going to be sticky or tacky or whatever. All right. And, that right there for me personally is, goes back to the rest of the shit we talk about, the rule changes and all that. It's just way too much over the top. Way too much over the top.
It's ridiculous, dude. It really is. And I do get it if somebody has this blatant substance on their hat or under their belt, but to go to the hand and say your hand's too sticky, it just doesn't make sense. And we've talked about this plenty of times. Dude, would you rather have a guy have a little tact and have control of the ball, or a guy throwing 100 having no idea where the fuck the ball is going?
And then
that happened today too in Cincinnati. I don't know if you saw it, but there was a guy throwing 97, had no idea where it was going, and David Bell got ejected because he basically said, he goes, if the guy doesn't know where the fucking ball's going, get him out of the game.
No shit.
Yeah.
No shit.
And then David Bell got thrown out.
Yeah. So and I tell that, I've told you guys this story already. I'll tell it again if everybody forgets. But we were in Chicago. It was one of them freaking blustery Chicago April days, and it's cold. Everybody's out there doing the same thing. In Chicago, the Cubs were starting a rookie, and he buzzed the tower on about 3 or 4 dudes, and he hit 2 dudes and all that sort of stuff. So he came up, and Roger Craig told Kruko to drill him. So Kruko, without even misses a beat, pow, he freaking drills the dude, right? So now this is the pitcher. Pitcher comes down to first base, and he's asking for his jacket and all that. And he goes, hey, man, what was that for? And I go, dude, this is the big leagues. Unless you remember where the shit the ball's going. I said, you keep dropping guys on our team or you keep hitting guys on our team, I said, I promise you will be hit again. And all of a sudden, magically, he found his control after that.
Of course.
Kind of Renfroe scored from second base.
Yeah, big knock right here. Angels tying the game up 2-2. I could see this being a potential playoff matchup.
Might be right. You might be right.
I mean, at what point is like the Angels have the two best players in the game? And you say, arguably at least, right? The other one's probably on the field, and that's Aaron Judge.
Yeah.
But at some point, there's whether it's Renfroe or whoever else, you got to believe it. It's always been pitching with them. But you got to believe this team is going to sneak into the postseason. And so long as you have the two best players in the game, that's going to make you fucking dangerous, dude.
Yep. And you know what? Hey, look, it's needless to say, it's way too early, but you want to see teams with good players and teams that kind of know how to play and know how to play the right way. You want to see them get off to a good start. And that's kind of what's going on with these guys right here.
Mason Miller lighting up the radar gun for the A's, by the way. 102-mile-per-hour fastballs in his big league stadium seemed unfathomable considering where he was just 5 years ago.
Oh, nice snag right there, but good. He made a diving catch right there.
Dude, he reminds me of Ohtani in the sense that, like, he's so big and so gosh damn athletic.
Yeah.
Take a look at this.
Play the rest of it. There you go.
I mean, that's legit.
Yeah. No. And then, by the way, I'm looking at the guy from the Rays that was airmailing the ball all over the place when David Bell got ejected is Pete Fairbanks.
Pete Fairbanks, he didn't really know where the ball was going.
Yeah, he had a hit and 2 base on balls and 2 punch outs, so he's throwing the ball all over the place.
Yeah, it's funny because I just randomly pulled this up, but they're saying that this A's this A's rookie dude hit 100 miles per hour 15 times.
And what was his name?
Mason Miller is his name.
Mason Miller?
They bounced his ass out of the game, so apparently the Cubs had no problem with him. I'm going to check the game day.
He threw 4 1/3. He had 5 punch outs.
4 1/3, 4 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned runs, 1 walk, 5 punches. That's a good debut, right?
Yeah, I mean, he kept him in the ballgame.
Yeah, it wasn't until they got to Euler where he went 1 1/3, 4 hits, 5 runs, 5 earnings, 2 walks, no strikeouts.
Yeah, that is what is known as a bad line.
Whatever. Anyhow, dude. So there's another story that's really interesting with this is the Angels catcher. His name's Logan O'Hoppe. And he was at Yankee Stadium 5 years ago. That's it, 5 years ago. And he was in the outfield. And he caught a home run ball. And then he chucked it back onto the field. And now 5 years later, he's playing on the field. Isn't that crazy?
Hey, I tell you what. That was like those guys in Wrigley. They'd always throw the ball back, and I'm like, good, give me that ball right there. I said, I can do some stuff with it.
Dude, yeah. So speaking of the ball stuff and the oily or sticky stuff and everything else, tell the people what you used to do when you got the ball back with the gloves.
Oh, so anyway, so back in the day, guys used to cheat, needless to say. And I had one of my pitchers come up to me and goes, "Hey, Thrill, and on your glove, on the bottom side of your glove, you used to have rivets, all right?" And he goes, "Hey, pull your rivets up." And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" He goes, "Yeah, pull your rivets up." And he said, "When you catch the ball at first base," he said, "cut it up for me and throw it around the infield." I'm like, "All right, great." So I'd take a pair of needle nose pliers and I'd pull the rivets up. So, it's basically like a lot of razor blades down there. Catch the ball, you grab the ball in here and you go wham like that. And you just cut the shit out of the ball and you throw it around the infield, right? And I'm throwing the ball to Jose Uribe, and the ball's going woo, woo. It looked like a damn wiffle ball out there, right? So I'm getting the hang of this. This goes on for about a month or so, and I'm doing my thing, just hanging out, and catch one at first. Woo! Give it the old fire at Jose, and pitcher gets the ball on the mound. It happened to be Mike Lacoste. And I could see him like looking down, and Mike and I are real good friends. He looks at me, he goes, "Hey, you okay?" And I go, "Yeah, why?" He goes, "Look at your hand." And I looked down, and I must have missed the rivets, and I caught my fingers, and I sliced the piss out of him. I was bleeding like a stuck pig. And he goes, "You want to go put a Band-Aid or two on it?" And I mean, he's yelling at me from the mound, right? And I go, "Hell no, they'll know we're cheating." So
Dude,
anyway.
so much of that went on. And I think a lot of it, obviously they're policing the game more, and you saw the game police itself. I could actually at this point, like, tell you as Anthony Volpe just rips one down the line, a young stud shortstop for the New York Yankees. But I can tell you now more than ever, the game is not policing itself. It's being micromanaged by the top,
Oh yeah,
right?
without a shadow of doubt.
Look at that. Look at Rendon get up.
I tell you what, thank God Rendon didn't touch it. That'd be a fair ball. He missed it, and so now it's a foul ball. So now we got another swing.
Dude, that's a brilliant point, man. 96-mile-per-hour fastball in off the plate. You're right.
Yep.
That's crazy because you're not thinking about that when you're at first.
Yeah, no,
are you?
Yeah, when it's when it happens, you're just trying to catch the thing. Comes back waxing that fastball.
Last year, Thrill, there's a chance that would have been an out.
Oh hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Because that's a ground ball up the middle. Oh, no way. Dude, did he? So when he robbed that homer, he actually fucking brought it back and then caught it with his bare hand. That's insane. Aaron Judge is showing why he's potentially an MVP candidate. He is a candidate. I mean, no doubt about that. It's fun to watch him and Ohtani, man. All right,
yeah, I hear you.
For this at bat, you're a superstar. You're Aaron Judge. Fastball away, takes it for a ball. What are you looking for here?
So now he just threw the last guy 4 straight fastballs. So you got to figure he's going to throw a fastball again.
I was going to tell you I'm going to sit breaking ball right now. Like, it's Aaron Judge.
Yeah.
And so Anthony Volpe, he's not going to do much.
All right. So now he missed with location. He was trying to go away and he missed in. So this probably would be your little breaking ball that you like to call.
Okay. There it is. Hanger.
That was a cement mixer. Those are the ones you want to hit right there.
But his past 2 breaking balls were so bad they're good. The one backed up on the inside part of the plate, and he spins it right there. But then again.
All right, wait. What's going on here? Usually the umpire don't come out and give the hitter time like that unless the hitter must have winced or something like that. Judge might have said something on that swing.
Okay, pick off over to first. This is of significance because if he throws over one more time, then he can't throw over again.
That's correct.
Really fast.
And I'm thinking if they're thinking that Volpe's going to run, this should be a high fastball right here.
1-2 pitch. Come set. High fastball.
Breaking ball. Another hanging breaking ball. He better trash that one. That one's spinning like a stuck pig.
That was 96, dude. High fastball.
Oh, by the way, while we're talking about this, because one of my friends in the Bay Area, he absolutely hated Brandon Belt. He called me up today. He goes, "Hey, have you seen Belt's stats?" And I go, "No." So let me see here. Another backup breaking ball. So he said, look at Belt's stats, and I don't know. This was a few days ago when he called me. Brandon Belt was 1 for 23 with 15 punch-outs. And I was like,
is he healthy?
Oh yeah, but evidently not a good start in the American League for the old Brandon Belt guy.
There's 97 inside off the plate.
97, trip on the mound, fall all over the place.
Yeah. Oh, I'm going to stand up here and watch this. Estevez. So it's interesting because you don't want to give Judge, you don't want to leave a fastball over the plate, but your breaking ball has been dog shit. Even though he swung through the last one, there's 89. That's still a little spinner. Dude, I can hit that shit right now.
See, and then that's the thing. That's the thing. If you're gonna throw that little spinner and it ain't gonna bite and it's gonna stay out over the plate, somebody's gonna whack attack it. And I can't believe it or not, I think Judge is expecting it to break. That's why he keeps missing them.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Runner on first. See if he goes. 96. Fouled off. He's better off trying to hit location with that fastball because right now that breaking ball is dog doo-doo.
But you see what I'm saying? I mean, he had him down in the count. All he had to do is like climb the ladder. He's throwing him down. If he tries to climb the ladder, he might get him to chase. Throw it like up under his hands.
2 balls, 2 strikes. High fastball driven center field, not far enough.
So that's kind of what we were talking about. Why didn't he do that? 4 pitches ago, he saved himself 4 pitches.
He tried one that was fouled off. He doesn't like the ball here. Let's see. Look at this. If that thing stays out over the middle, the approach was great. If that stays out over the middle instead of running to the inside part, but he was getting his best pitch right now is at 97 mile per hour fastball. It's just moving, man. Yep. He literally could try to throw it down the middle. That thing's going to break away. But here's Anthony Rizzo. Woo! That worked.
The Riz man.
Slider in underneath his hands, Thrill. 0 balls, 1 strike. What are you looking for?
Well, going to be another one probably.
Okay. Yep, but he goes away and they try to backdoor it. So he goes slider in for strike 1, slider away for strike 2. 1 ball, 1 strike. What are we looking for?
I got to say fastball in right here. I'm going to take a chance and try to piss on one.
Oh, it was!
Oh, hey. I'm so sorry.
And it ran
that was the one.
The middle.
That's the one. Hey, look.
You call
it. You guess right. You just can't miss it because you can't miss those ones out over the plate like that. Now they got a chance to work on you a little bit.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out, bottom of the 8th inning, 2-2 game. Slider pulled foul. So Rizzo, who has a significant 2-strike approach, he goes from the leg kick to simply like early pre-step, puts the ball in play as well as anybody with 2 strikes. He's one of the few that actually makes a really freaking significant adjustment. You don't see it too much. Volpe's still on first, 1-2 pitch. Why the fuck is he not stealing though, man? He's got to be like 1-4 to the plate. You have these grown-ass bats now.
Yeah, he's 1-4. He keeps throwing all the breaking balls. I mean, you should be able to see that down there first.
I'm rocking and rolling if I'm Anthony Volpe over at first base or Aaron Boone in the dugout. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch. That's nasty. That's 97 in underneath his hands, and he buggy whipped it foul.
Buggy whipped it. Oh, and guess what?
He was running.
Yeah. So I was in my shop the other day, and we've talked about this a lot, and I don't know how the hell it happened, but I came over our flip down sunglasses. So I'm gonna show you that here in a second.
Good pitch, but it was off the plate. You got the flip downs on you right now?
Yeah, I got them right here.
Oh, I love it. All right.
Yeah.
Pull him out after this last pitch at
we'll
3 balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, we'll see what happens to Rizzo.
All right, runner at first. You got to imagine Volpe's going for sure. 3-2.
Oh, he's got to be running.
Fastball away. Yeah. Now it's going to be first and second.
Yep. All right. So here's the sunglasses. This happens to be a little bit later version. These are gargoyles. All right. Man. It's just regular pair of sunglasses. You see the little knots on the side, and the glasses flip up, right? Okay. Yeah. And so you can hit the edge and it'll drop down, or you can hit your hat and then they'll drop down. So I'll show you. So
Look at those sweet bastards, man.
you take the strap, you put the strap on top of the hat. That way it keeps the glasses on your head, and you can either hit the hat like that and drop them, or you can hit the corner and go up. And so when we're at San Francisco and we're playing, right, and all of a sudden the ball goes up, first thing I do is I go bam, and then glasses down, glove up, and it's that quick. And the more you practice it, the quicker you get. And then a lot of times, not with these. These were actually a lot better lenses. The other ones I'm gonna show you here in a second, dude. You'd flip them down, and you're like, oh shit, where'd the ball go? And so candlestick, the wind's blowing all over the place. So I do like this. I grab it and I just throw the whole thing off, and I'm like standing there like this trying to catch the ball. So
come on.
Right. So that's kind of the good pair right there. So these are the old school. All right. This is like really old school, and you can kind of see they don't want to go down real quick. All right.
Yeah.
So we'd take these and put like Vaseline in these little slots, and it would like work a lot better. So same exact principle.
So basically you had to oil those bad boys up.
Yeah, I mean, you had to put the Vaseline on these right here because it wouldn't go down all the way.
Driven to center, but that's not going to do it. That's why it's so important to try to get the third base with one out. I don't know if that was the first pitch of the at bat.
And that's why we wanted him to steal earlier.
Yeah.
All right. So now this one, because it won't go all the way down. See, if I hit the hat, I'm gonna have to hit the side. So go down for the play. Ball goes up. You go bam, and glove up. And that is your lesson today for flip down sunglasses, ladies and gentlemen.
Did you ever just think about putting on a normal pair of shades?
All right. So the thing about that was back in our day, we didn't have like a normal pair of shades like that. We had freaking Ray-Ban aviators and the big goggle looking things and all that sort of shit. And dude, it was, I used the flip downs in college, you know, and used the flip downs on the Olympic team. And so I just got used to it. And so I just used the same thing in pro ball. Plus on top of that, up until, you know, Oakley started coming out with the glasses, I mean, this was the ball game right here. Everybody used flip downs.
Yeah, I think it was Phil Nevin who wore them in the College World Series. Oh,
that's
shit.
Strike three.
It's funny because I don't know if he went.
Yeah, he went.
The ball was just off the plate. He called it for sure.
Yeah, he definitely went. That's LeMahieu right there. That was the ass out kind of swing.
Yeah, he's a good hitter though.
Yeah. So anyway, so now you guys got a lesson. We've been talking about the flip downs, and you just saw them. You know how easy it is to flip them down, and you know. Here's another thing. All right. So here's another thing. All right. And this and I told this to Brody and your kids that one day. All right. If you are facing the sun and that ball's in the sun, all you gotta do is you turn your body. As soon as you turn your body, you change the angle of the ball comes out the sun every damn time. And we actually worked on that in San Francisco. We talked about it all the time. And, you know, the other team coming in here, you know, they just get their asses handed to them. And you see it now. You see it in some of these major league games. Guys are out there like, you know, one of these numbers. It's like, dude, don't panic. Turn your body and the ball comes out the sun. There, go chase it around after that.
All right. First, we're going to celebrate this picture of George Foster. And
oh, my goodness.
If I played baseball in the 1980s, this is what I would have been sporting, man.
There it is right there. That's what I'm talking about. The Ray-Ban Aviators, baby. Go get them.
So
go get them.
All right. So then the other thing with the sun, and I'm going to give you from an outfielder's perspective. And again, it was Mark Kotze, who was a huge mentor of mine in the outfield, that I was a good outfielder. Look, I came up, I was a shaky outfielder, but I was pretty good. But I went from pretty good to, in my opinion, like a great outfielder when I got hanging around Kotze, and he taught me a lot of the nuances. One of them was when I'm going to throw a guy out, instead of trying to get it there, all the way and keep giving your fielders shitty hops, like put a little bit of arc in it, right? So you're giving them the nice one hop throws, and at which case I actually end up leading the American League in assists. So we went from that to the other one he taught me that really has stuck with me is when a fly ball goes up, you take your glove and you put the sun right in the palm of the glove. And you go here, and you just a slight tilt left, a slight tilt right, whatever it is. And then you could go down, you could go over, whatever. And then eventually that ball's going to come out. I never missed a ball in the sun after that.
Yep.
Never. And before that,
that's about right. That's about right. Good job.
That's crazy.
Nice play right here by the shortstop, Volpe. He went pretty good ways in the hole and threw off the run.
He's a stud, man. Yeah, he is something special. Viro, one of the coaches for the Bananas, last year told me all about Volpe because he coached him all through the youth level. And he just said, like, this kid's something special. And sure enough, I followed his season last year in the minor leagues. And then now this year, he ends up making the club with the big leagues. But he is a superstar in the making. He's got good bat speed, all of it. I think he's just going to get better and better and better. 21 years old, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah, he's scuffling a little bit. He's hitting 210, 220 right up in there. But, you know, they probably got him for his defense and the rest of the stuff, too.
Well, yeah, it's huge. It's huge. I had a conversation with the guy, Ryan, Coach Ryan, who I coached with the other day, and we were going over some of our players, and we have a big roster coming to Huntington Beach in a couple weeks, and we're trying to figure out, okay, well, we'll do this or do that, whatever, and how to manage it, because I think for the first time we can't hit everybody. We have 13 kids. We're not going to hit 13 kids. You can't the lineup. You want to compete at the top national level, you need that lineup turning over. And so we were talking about like just the value of the kids that we have and how fortunate, we are, because it's not just what they could do with the bat. It's what a lot of these kids do with the glove and their ability to win games, not just with the glove, but also on the bases, man. It's huge. As soon as I see some kid, and you were known for this, Ro, and you could probably further expand because you weren't super fast, but you were known as like one of the best base runners in all of baseball. Number one, what was it that you did that, made you that celebrated of a base runner?
Well, first off, you run hard. That goes without saying. And you don't have to be the fastest guy in the world to run hard. And you always look for the base ahead. So somebody gets a base hit, I'm not looking for second. I'm looking for third. And back in the day, and you and I talked about this, guys used to take infield, outfield. So you knew who the guys that had good arms, you knew who the guys that were bad arms, you knew who the guys that were really accurate and guys that weren't accurate, and you could just take advantage of that. And so another thing that, what we got here? Toxic waste.
I don't know. It says toxic waste, hazardous candy. This is very sissy, small fry, fancy pants. Thank you, sissy.
I'm thinking it's got to have some sort of fire to it. So anyway, another thing that you and I talk about, and we haven't really broken it down, is taking good routes. A lot of guys won't get a little bow in that sprint down to second base, and they try to cut it short, and they wind up out there by shortstop. If you put a little bit of bow in it from the get-go, you can hit second base and then make a straight line into third, and you save yourself a lot of time.
Dude, it's angles. You're 100% correct. It's all angles. So 3-0 right now to Ohtani. Let's watch this at bat and see what he's got. He's got to be swinging right here, right, Thrill?
Tie ball game. I'm giving him the green light.
Good pitch. 97.
Those Japanese guys do that. They take a lot of pitches and see how they fall back out of the batter's box. I don't understand how they do that and still have a lot of power.
3 balls, 1 strike. Shohei Ohtani, the best player in baseball, up to bat. Fastball away, not even close. He takes his walk, and he's going to pass the baton to Mike Trout.
Yep. Go from a lefty to facing a righty.
He's got the big, I mean, it's 97, it's two seam, it's going to be running into Trout. Trout typically doesn't have problems with balls running into him. For all those years, he killed like any sinker baller. I remember looking at his numbers at MLB Network for whatever reason. You know, we talked.
When you watch Trout is, I mean, I hate to say it, but he's kind of a left-hander and a right-hander's body. He likes the ball down.
Yeah.
He likes the ball down. Not too many right-handers like the ball down. And that's like you and I talked about Barry Bonds. Barry Bonds was a right-hander and a left-hander's body. He wanted the ball up, and people would pitch him up, and I'm like, oh man, y'all are just walking into a fire right here.
That's interesting, dude. So a 2-2 game, 2 out with Mike Trout up. It starts him out with a slider down and away. That's the problem. When you start nibbling, Thrill, you know, eventually it's like you're going to have to throw a fucking strike, but they do have a base open still. So that'd be one way to approach the two best hitters in baseball. Another breaking ball down and away. He's just not going to give in, is he?
No, he's going to throw another breaking ball right here.
All right. Well, let's check it out. I think it's Renfroe on deck.
Yeah.
2 balls, no strikes. First and second, 2 outs. 9th inning. Nasty. 87-mile-per-hour breaking ball. Here's the deal, though, if you're Trout at this point, right? You got to be sitting breaking ball.
Yeah, and I mean, that's what I would have been doing in this whole situation because Rendon's up behind you. And even though he's a really good hitter, I mean, I know he's scared of me. So he's got to throw off-speed stuff.
Oh, 95.
Right down the middle. That one you can't miss. You cannot miss that one. That's the do damage and do all kinds of crap with that one swing.
They're on their feet at Yankee Stadium. Holmes on the mound, Trout at the dish. 2 runners on, 2 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch. Slider down and away. We're going full.
And guess what's coming, ladies and gentlemen, on 3-2?
You guessing slider?
Oh, I'm sitting all over it. If he throws me a fastball, I'm emergency hacking this one. If he throws me a slider, I'll be all over it.
All right. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Full count. Thrill says, here comes the slider. There it is.
Strike 3.
Oh, he punches him out. See ya.
Check ya.
Dude, if you're sitting slider, there's no way you're even going to budget that.
No, that's what I'm saying. If you sit and slide, you got to know that's coming. He threw it 0-0, 1-0, 2-0, and he threw it 3-1. You got to know it's coming, you know. And when you're sitting on it, the first thing that I'm doing when I'm sitting on a pitch, like you and I talked about, first thing I'm doing, all right, it has to be a strike. But if it's a strike, I'm gonna whack it.
All right, it's 7:09. Let's go. You want to roll through the bottom? Let's go through the bottom half of this inning, and then we can call it a night.
All right, sounds good. Hey, you know, we've been bullshitting along here and all that. I really hadn't even got into the chat room. What's everybody talking about?
I haven't opened it either. I had to close it earlier.
I know when you showed the George Foster, Linda said that he had a porn stash. All right.
Linda likes my pants too. Gary, Good evening to you. Rodolfo. I'm just looking up Battleborn, of course, firing away in the chat. They live for this shit. Crudell, coming to Half Moon Bay, by the way.
Luker's been texting me each or doing in the chat room each time about something that went on in the career, and he wanted to know what started the fight in St. Louis. And remember, Luke, we talked about this last year. Remember, it was Vince Coleman stole those bases the day before. He stole second and third when they were winning about 7 runs in like the 8th inning. And Matt Williams and I told him we were going to drill him, and we didn't drill him the next day. And so I don't know, the score was kind of flip-flopped. It was either 4-0, 5-0, or something like that in the 7th. And old Thrill took it upon himself to ease on down there and make some contact. So, and by the way, we even said this, but I'm just going to let you know because y'all can go Google a fight and all that sort of stuff. If you pay attention, The first guy in the pile is Dusty Baker. Dusty Baker was our first base coach, and he saw everything going down, and he made a beeline out there. Dusty Baker was the first one in the pile.
I remember Candy Maldonado flying in there like a fucking madman.
Yeah.
Throwing the haymaker that I think it was the elbow that.
We got a little argument on the check swing here. We're gonna have probably an ejection. Let's see. Was it close?
Yeah, they never even showed it. Was that Phil Nevin out there? He was pissed. So we're in the
they showed it. They showed it again. He went around by a lot.
You think he went around?
No, yeah, he definitely went around. They showed a replay while you were talking.
Okay, I didn't see it. So
put it this way: LeMahieu, the inning before, went around, and Trout definitely went around. That's like the fourth guy hit in the last 2 innings.
Well, we know he wasn't trying to hit him.
No, no kidding.
So winning run is now at first base.
Yep.
Where are they in their order? I mean,
they're at the bottom of the order. They got O. Cabrera coming up, and then your boy Trevino.
That's close. Dude, look. That's close.
Damn, he almost hit that guy. He's trying to bunt him over. He almost hit him. Who's this guy? Moore. Matt Moore.
Yeah, he's a veteran, dude. He's been around for a long time. He was with Tampa Bay. Did he pitch for the Giants too at some point?
Oh, you might be right. Yeah.
There's the bunt to first base. What a play. Gets him at second. Don't bunt. What a fucking stupid play. Why you doing? Hey, look, dude. You don't want to give up outs. Dumbass bunt.
Ah. Hey, you know what? You know, it used to be more back in the day, more old school. But if you had a guy out there that could handle a bat a little bit, it was just as good to put a hit and run on than put the ball.
Yeah, let's hit and run then. Just don't give up an out, man. That's giving up an out. And here's Trevino. He had a double his last at bat. I like this matchup for the Yankees. He hit a bullet the last time he pulled it down the left field line. So runner at first base. Let's see here. Change up, down, and away for Moore.
All right. So you're sitting what? 1-1? Okay. I was gonna say if you were sitting 2-0 right there, I'd be looking for a fastball away. But 1-1, he's probably gonna
hit run material right here though. Right? 1-1 count, 1 out. Isn't that the perfect hit and run count?
Yeah. And that was the one to do it with. Fastball out over the plate.
Fuck. He got a fastball out over the plate to absolutely punish. Got a good hack at it. So it's Waldo Cabrera at first. He picks over.
All right. So
he only has one more.
Yeah.
And then he's got to go.
So not only that, but he's trying to hold him a little closer because he's going to throw something off speed down because he wants a double play ball here.
Okay. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Moore comes set, fires, down. The runner goes. Safe. Trevino strikes out, though, but Cabrera gets to second base. Good aggressive move. I like the beads that he's got going. He's got a good jump. He went first move. And it was, I don't know, was that sinker?
It was either a sinker or a changeup. He had his hand way up in that glove.
Look at those big ass bases, dude.
Unbelievable.
Looks like the softball bases that they use, the double bags.
Yep, that's what it looks like.
So this is good. And look at everyone. It's so nervous about people reading lips. And they should be, because look at the camera. I mean, it's right in their dome, man. So here's Kiner Falafa. former Texas Ranger. Runner at second base. Bottom 9, that's a winning run. They're saying on the broadcast reel that he's really good at hitting the ball the other way. It's still going to be hard. A base hit the other way is going to be a play at the plate. I guess that's all we could ask for. Little breaking ball down in the zone, 83 miles per hour, kind of flew off. Saw it right away, no problem. Looking really comfy in the box. Runner at second. Fastball, what a pitch. So he goes breaking ball down, a fastball in the inside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. Moore comes set. Change up. Ooh. So he's seen all 3 now. What are we looking for, Thrill?
Well, I'm still sitting off speed right here, but another one, if he throws a fastball, I'm fouling it off. But he throws a changeup or a breaking ball right here, I'm going to be on it.
Okay, Thrill would be sitting off speed. Gets a change up.
Boom.
Fouls it off. Does a good job with that.
There you go.
That's incredible.
You know what? You and I haven't really talked about, because we've just been kind of all over the place. But J.D. Davis is having a hell of a freaking start for the Giants. Remember you and I talked about him?
Yeah.
And I told you they need to find a way to get him in the lineup every day. And man, he's had a hell of a start and leading the team in homers. I think he's leading the team in RBIs. I mean, he's had a hell of an April.
Yeah, I'd find a way to get him more at bats. 2 balls, 2 strikes. A kind of flew off a breaking ball down and in, fouled off. So a good battle here between Moore and Connor Flaw. Yankee Stadium, looks pretty packed.
All right.
A lot more people there than were at that Giants-Marlins game. That's for sure. Looked like there were about 12 to 15 people in the stands there. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Change up, see ya. It is a hanger.
That's the one you want to hit.
He had been sitting fastball right there, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
Pete says Cap will fuck up the JD situation.
That's what I was just reading. Nice job, Pete. That baby. Hey, Linda says Linda even threw a little falafel at Big Mike there. You guys are getting funny in the chat room.
Is that a falafel emoji? Is that what that is?
I don't know. Hell, Linda's the one that put it up there. She must have the emoji.
All right, you want to give it another half inning, or you want to roll this thing out, man?
Yeah, no, let's roll it out because this one's dragging on, and I think we said a lot tonight. Really not too much more you can say about the Giants. I mean, it was a big game for them today. They needed to win that one. Come back home. They got the Mets coming in, so they need to play well against the Mets, especially at home. They need to get something going at home because they didn't the first series of the year. So,
would you say this is do or die time for them? I mean, it's early in the season, but geez, man, we're like, you get off to the shitty start the way they did. The standings, it was good that they got this final one, but they're 6-11.
Yeah,
but they're only 4 games out.
Yeah, no, and that's the great part because they're only 4 games out. But you also want to get to the point where you start winning series. You want to get that mentality of every 2 out of 3 I got to win. Every 2 out of 3 I got to win. And you do that at the end of the season, you're going to be in the playoffs. So you want to get that mentality.
All right, Thrill. Good times as always. Next Tuesday, we back at it?
Back at it.
I love it, man. Absolutely love it. All right, we'll see how this Yankee game ends up, and then end up rocking and rolling next Tuesday. When you coming out to the Bay, by the way?
I will be in Richmond. Hey, Tara. I'll be in Richmond, Virginia, May 15th through the 21st. I'll be seeing the AA team. And then after that, Busta Posey gets inducted into Bay Area Sports Hall of Fame on Thursday, May 25th. I'll come out there for that, and I'll stay for the next homestand. So I'll be out there end of May.
Awesome, man. All right, well, we'll try to catch up then, but until that, man, just really enjoying these Deuces Wild, man.
Yeah,
making an impact.
Yeah, no, it's going good, and keep up the TikTok, all that craziness that you've been doing, or whatever the hell is going on there.
I bet not too many people would have guessed that Will the fucking Thrill would be a TikTok star, but that's what's going on right now.
Ain't that the truth? Unbeknownst to him.
TikTok, the platform for 13 to 21-year-old girls. Basically, I'd say it's probably their most massive audience has now been taken over by the Thrill, and rightfully so.
Hey, and I'm just letting you know because I got it back from the cleaners today. I had the gas station attendant shirt pressed. I'm ready to go again, baby.
I love it.
Hey, Linda Nora, you're welcome.
One more thing for everybody. Last little final words.